With the night being a vessel, and therefore supposedly empty, some may wonder whether they're capable of feeling pain or any kind of sensation or emotion. I would say that the answer to that is actually yes. I'll explain my evidence for it in this video. For one thing, I think the Pale King knew from the start that the vessels would be able to feel pain. One of his lines of dialogue heard during the birthplace memory scene is, "No voice to cry suffering." This implies that the vessels could feel pain, but not express it, at least vocally. Now let's look at some evidence that the Knight feels pain. First, there's taking damage. When this happens, the Knight recoils backwards and freezes up for a second. The Knight's masks of health are physically part of them, so them breaking would be felt or at least known by the Knight. The recoiling could be out of shock or an instinct to escape danger, but I think it implies pain. Another piece of evidence is the Knight's reaction to falling into acid before acquiring Isma's tear. As they sink into the acid, they seem to be thrashing about. This could be an instinct to try to swim like they can in water, and then trying to escape once they realize that they can't, but I think it's very likely that the Knight is flailing in pain because the acid is hurting them. After all, they can swim just fine in regular water, and they respond to acid as if it's regular water once they have Isma's tear. Now for what I think is the most solid evidence that the Knight feels pain, the description of the Thorns of Agony charm. The charm is said to sense its bearer's pain and lash out in response. When the Knight takes damage from an enemy, the thorns activate, which they wouldn't be doing if they didn't sense any pain from their bearer. Therefore, the Knight taking damage does indeed cause them physical pain. Then there's the question of whether the Knight feels any kind of emotion. It may seem hard to tell since they can't really make facial expressions. When the Knight has the Void Heart, the White Lady wonders if they feel anything, but she only says that she cannot sense it, not that she's sure that they feel nothing. She may think that she could sense if the Knight had any emotions because they are her child and she can feel the Hollow Knight weakening in her roots. But just because the Knight doesn't physically display emotions doesn't mean that they don't feel any at all. I think it's something that Team Cherry intentionally left up to the player's interpretation. So what do you think? Do you believe the Knight feels pain or emotion or both? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. Please consider sharing it and subscribing to my channel if you want. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.